Good evening, viewers. You're now watching Hornbill TV's Northeast Express. Fresh allegations have surfaced over the death of a 12-year-old Class 7 student of Sainik School in Arunachal Pradesh, East Siang district, after his sister accused senior students of subjecting him to severe bullying and torture before his death. The victim was found dead within the school premises at Niklok on November 1, 2025. In a video posted on Instagram on Wednesday, the victim's sister, Miss Arunachal 2024, Tadu Lunia, claimed that the family was informed that the boy ended his life. However, she alleged that dormitory mates revealed a disturbing sequence of events that might have driven him to take the extreme step. According to Ms. Lunia, the family learned from fellow cadets that on the night of October 31, 2025, a group of Class 8 students and 3 from Class 8 allegedly entered the Class 7 dormitory after 11 p.m. local time in the absence of any supervising authority. Meanwhile, the Arunachal Pradesh Police has said 8 students have been detained in connection with the case and produced before the Juvenile Justice Board in Pasighat on Tuesday. The board, led by the principal magistrate, sent them into the custody of school's vice principal for 7 days, with guardians required to furnish undertakings under the juvenile justice rules.
On 1st of November 2025, my brother Tadu Haro, studying in 7th standard of Sainik School, Ruksin, Arunachal Pradesh, who was only 12 years old, was declared not alive anymore. The school authorities informed us that he was missing for his morning PT, and when they started looking for him after a few hours, they found his body a few hundreds of meters away from the school building within the school campus. And it has been assumed that he has committed suicide by jumping off from an overhead water tank, which is about 3 to 4 stories tall for a building. When our family went to the hostel in the evening to collect his belongings, his classmate or his dorm mate informed us that the night before, on the 31st of October 2025, a group of senior students came to the Class 7 dormitory and ragged everyone in the dorm. There were 11 students, 8 students from Standard 10 and 3 students from Standard 8. 11 students allegedly came to the Class 7 dormitory after 11 p.m. when their lights are supposed to be off, in the absence of any authority or warden, and ragged all the students in the dormitory. And after they were done, apart from my brother, they told all the other students to cover their heads with blanket and to not look further, and that my brother was taken to the Class 10 dormitory alone, where we do not know what happened within those closed doors. His dorm mates do not recollect when or if he came back from the 10th dormitory. Some say that he was not allowed to sleep and was tortured and harassed mentally and physically for hours in the 10th dormitory. Some even say that he was forced to write it down and to say it out loud in front of everyone that he is a thief because he took some books from the seniors without permission, and that he was even threatened that they're gonna make a video of him and make it public next day on the morning assembly and viral on the internet, that Miss Arunachal's brother does such lowly things and that is a thief. I never thought that my name could ever be any sort of burden to my brother. And on his last few hours, the investigation officer, through CCTV footage, showed us a small clip of my brother at around 5:40 a.m. in the morning, where he was going up and down restlessly in the dorm, clearly showing how mentally stressed and restless he was feeling. And he was also seen going into a classroom and writing down a note, and he tore the paper afterwards, but when it was obtained by the police, his last words were, Seniors tortured me a lot, and I don't know what I will do now. He was only 12 years old, the same age as I was when I first held him in my arms. And I don't think any 12 years old is supposed to go through that kind of torment or torture, which we still are unaware about to some extent, that he had to take such a step. When we cross-questioned the seniors, they had to say that we were also ragged by our seniors, so it is natural for us to do it to our juniors as well. Whereas the fact remains that when you enter Scenic School, you sign an undertaking that if you are ever involved in any sort of bullying or ragging or any such stuff, you are to be rusticated immediately. They knew very well that bullying is completely illegal and is a punishable offense, but they still chose to do it, and they've admitted to it. The seniors also claimed that he was called to the 10th dormitory to only return the books that he had taken, and that he was sent back right away. But that conflicts with what his dorm mates say. And I know my brother. He was a very bright, brave and smart kid, and I don't think this small punishment that the seniors claim would have pushed him to this extent to take his own life. There was much more happening to it that we still do not know. We could not ask a lot of questions because we went there just to collect his things. But it has been 4 days and there has been no update on the post-mortem and not much of progress in the investigation as well. There were CCTV footages in every single room, and I, as a family, we fear that what if there is any sort of outer indulgence and involvement which does not serve justice to my brother. As we know all the names of the accused, I am a daughter of this state, and I plead to every single person watching this to help me serve justice for my brother, because I have lost my brother today, but it could have been anyone, and it can be anyone in the future if we do not take the right steps for it.
That was on the heart-wrenching death of a 12-year-old from East Siang. Heading on to the next news. Security forces have intensified their search and area domination operations in the fringe and vulnerable areas across several districts of Manipur as part of continued efforts to restore peace and maintain stability in the state. These operations aim to curb the movement of armed miscreants and prevent unlawful activities that threaten public safety. During one such intelligence-based operation conducted in Churachandpur district on November 4, a large quantity of arms and ammunition was recovered. Security officials said the operation was part of a larger intelligence-driven effort to identify and neutralize armed groups and individuals involved in extortion and other criminal activities. Similar combing, cordon and search operations are being conducted regularly across the state to ensure that illegal weapons are recovered and the rule of law is upheld. The recovery underscores the ongoing commitment of the security forces to maintain order and prevent the misuse of arms in Manipur's sensitive region. As the skies over Tamenglong once again filled with the rhythmic flutter of wings, the people of this hill district have renewed their commitment to protecting one of nature's most remarkable travelers, the Amur falcon. Over the past few days, thousands of these small migratory raptors have arrived at the traditional roosting sites across Tamenglong, marking the peak of their annual journey. In response, the Tamenglong Forest Division, in collaboration with the Tamenglong District Police, has intensified protection and preventive measures to ensure the birds' safety. Joint teams have been conducting regular patrols at roosting sites and marketplaces to prevent hunting and the sale of wildlife products. Simultaneously, forest officials are engaging with local communities through awareness drives, reinforcing the message that these falcons are cherished guests who must be protected during their brief stay. Speaking to the Assam Tribune, the District Forest Officer (DFO) of Tamenglong said that Amur falcon protection in Tamenglong district, Manipur started with serious efforts since 2015 under the aegis of Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change, Government of India. He highlighted that apart from anti-hunting initiatives, scientific studies have also been a key component of conservation in the district. The DFO further informed that the phase 2 of the tagging program resumed in 2024. The Amur falcon's journey remains one of the most astonishing feats in the natural world. Every year, the birds travel thousands of kilometers from Siberia and Mongolia to southern Africa, with Tamenglong serving as a vital stopover where they rest and feed before embarking on their transoceanic flight. Once known for hunting incidents, Tamenglong today stands as a beacon of successful community-led conservation. Local youth clubs, village authorities and volunteers now work hand in hand with the Forest Department and police to safeguard the falcons, turning what was once a conservation challenge into a collective success story. As evening descends over the misty hills, the skies above Tamenglong come alive with waves of Amur falcons wheeling in unison, a symbol of hope, resilience and the enduring bond between people and the wild. Venting anger and disappointment over discrepancies in the disbursal of ration allowances, internally displaced persons from Sawambong and Sajiwa relief camps on Wednesday staged a protest at the Sawambong SDO office in the Imphal East, demanding clarity and fairness in the relief assistance provided to them. As part of the protest, the IDPs returned their 1-month ration allowance, credited via direct benefit transfer to the SDO office through an executive magistrate. They expressed resentment over receiving Rs 84% per person, which they said did not match the government's earlier announcement of Rs 80 per person and Rs 20 for ration. Reports suggested that Rs 16 allegedly meant for rice distribution charges was deducted, leaving the displaced families feeling cheated. Speaking to reporters, Koijam Sharat, convener of the Apex Committee of Victim Villagers, comprising Iku, Sadhu, Yenkuman, Dolaithabi, Laital Pokpi, Myron Pat and Sadhu Lampak, said the confusion stemmed from poor coordination and unclear communication between departments. He urged the authorities to clarify the calculation and ensure full payment of entitled benefits to the IDPs. Tension prevailed for some time before local authorities and an executive magistrate intervened to pacify the protesters. IDPs from other relief camps have also expressed dissatisfaction with the recent shift from direct ration supply to cash transfers. They warned that if the government fails to address their grievances within 10 days, they may resort to stronger forms of agitation.
दुकान पीरे ना खलो जो अपन मन ग्राम चामी खकी सरकारी ने को ग्राम चामी दुन मी म नोंग दु सारा या
सरकार ना मी म द पीरी जे ग्राम चामरी जिना मॉर्निंग इवनिंग ने बा अयुकी ग्राम चामरी अदुगा नुंदांगी सॉरी अयुकी ग्राम चनी नुंदांगी ग्राम चनी पुंजलगा मी मगे ग्राम चामरी ने बा अदु सामरी पीबदो होय अंगा अपिकपा अचौबा लेरम बया एडजस्ट तौनगे बया वार जुगाना खोय खांगजरी मरम देगी युम आगी पोनफलम आगी खोरिना होम ताबम जगादो लोइना मई न तुमना चाकन लेहोरबनी अदो हिंगनाबा अखोय अंगंबा सुदना होनदना इसा इशु मयाम जे खोय होनरीबा अदो सिगी मथक्ता मोइना लुपा कुन का होरगांदा लुपा मरी सारा पिरे जे करम ग्राउंड पिरे नो हबनिदा ꯑꯗꯨꯗꯤ ꯃꯃꯥꯡꯗ ꯑꯗꯨ ꯌꯥꯝꯈꯤꯕ ꯄꯩꯁꯥ ꯃꯌꯥꯝꯁꯦ ꯀꯥꯏ ꯊꯝꯈꯤꯒꯦꯕ ꯃꯌꯥꯝꯁꯤꯁꯨ ꯀꯥꯞꯁꯟꯕꯤꯌꯣꯕ IDPꯁꯤꯡꯗꯒꯤ ꯂꯨꯄꯥ ꯒ꯭ꯔꯥꯝ 100ꯗ ꯂꯨꯄꯥ 10 ꯁꯥꯔꯒ ꯀꯍꯧꯔꯦ ꯃꯣꯏꯅ ꯄꯤꯕ ꯃꯇꯝꯗꯅ ꯍꯧꯖꯤꯛ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯅ ꯁꯥꯅ ꯂꯩꯔꯣ ꯍꯥꯏꯕ ꯃꯇꯝꯗ ꯂꯨꯄꯥ 4 ꯁꯥꯔ ꯄꯤꯔꯛꯑꯦꯕ ꯑꯗꯨ ꯂꯨꯄꯥ 4 ꯁꯥꯔꯒ ꯂꯧꯒꯗꯕ ꯗꯨꯀꯥꯟꯁꯦ ꯀꯗꯥꯏꯗꯅꯣ ꯍꯥꯏꯕ ꯗꯨꯀꯥꯟꯁꯦ ꯇꯥꯛꯄꯤꯌꯨ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯗ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏ ꯃꯣꯏꯗ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏ ꯈꯠꯅꯁꯤ ꯂꯥꯎꯅꯁꯤ ꯍꯥꯏꯕ ꯅꯠꯇꯦ IDPꯁꯤꯡꯒꯤ ꯇꯧꯐꯝ ꯊꯣꯛꯄ ꯁꯔꯀꯥꯔꯅ ꯀꯥꯏꯊꯣꯛꯏꯕ ꯁꯦꯟꯐꯝꯗꯨꯗꯤ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯒꯤ ꯆꯥꯛꯊꯨꯡꯗꯨꯗꯤ ꯆꯞ ꯆꯥꯅ ꯄꯤꯕꯤꯌꯨ ꯍꯥꯏꯖꯕꯅꯤ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯅ ꯍꯥꯏꯖꯩꯁꯦ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏ ꯃꯣꯏꯗ ꯁꯥꯎꯕ ꯀꯩꯁꯨ ꯂꯩꯇꯦ ꯇꯧꯕꯇꯕꯨ ꯍꯥꯏꯔꯤꯕ ꯅꯤꯇꯤ ꯅꯤꯌꯣꯝꯁꯤꯗꯤ ꯂꯩꯔꯤꯕ ꯉꯁꯤ ꯃꯅꯤꯄꯨꯔꯗ ꯂꯩꯔꯤꯕ IDPꯁꯤꯡ ꯏꯆꯤꯟ ꯏꯅꯥꯎꯁꯤꯡꯁꯨ ꯚꯥꯞ ꯇꯥꯅ ꯈꯪꯕꯤꯌꯨ ꯑꯗꯨꯒ ꯌꯥꯏ ꯍꯥꯏꯗꯅꯁꯨ IDPꯁꯤꯡꯗ ꯁꯨꯃꯥꯏꯅ ꯅꯝꯊ ꯊꯝꯕꯒꯤ ꯋꯥꯈꯜꯂꯣꯟꯁꯦ ꯊꯥꯗꯣꯛꯄꯤꯌꯨ ꯍꯥꯏꯕꯁꯦ ꯑꯩ ꯃꯦꯗꯤꯌꯥ ꯊꯣꯡꯗ ꯑꯩ ꯍꯥꯏꯖꯔꯤ
ꯁꯤꯒꯤ ꯀꯩꯅꯣꯁꯤꯗ ꯄꯤꯗ꯭ꯔꯒꯗꯤ ꯈꯣꯡꯖꯪ ꯆꯪꯁꯤꯟꯕꯁꯦ ꯀꯩ ꯈꯣꯡꯖꯪ ꯑꯣꯏꯔꯛꯄ ꯌꯥꯏ
ꯃꯗꯨꯗꯤ ꯃꯇꯝꯅ ꯂꯥꯛꯀꯅꯤ ꯍꯧꯖꯤꯛ ꯍꯥꯏꯕ ꯌꯥꯗꯦ
The annual festival of Rash Utsav, Rash Utsav, began across Assam on November 5, 2025, with people celebrating the occasion by paying heartfelt tribute to the legendary singer Zubin Garg. Deeply rooted in Neo-Vaishnavism, the festival is celebrated every year on the full moon day, Rasa Purnima of the month of Kartik. The most prominent celebration take place in Majuli and Nalbari, though the festival is observed across the state, including Guwahati, Nagaon and Golaghat. The event features elaborate theatrical performances, traditional music and dance, especially the Ras Leela of Lord Krishna, attracting large numbers of devotees and tourists alike. Rash Utsav stands as a grand expression of Assamese culture, rich in tradition, devotion and vibrant rhythm. In Guwahati's Japorigok, the 48th edition of the Rash Utsav or the Rash Utsav is being celebrated with Mrinmoy and Pratima depictions of Lord Krishna's various avatars, along with a special tribute to Assam's beloved music icon Zubin Garg. Meanwhile, the Brihatar Mahanagar Silpi Samaj organized the 8th edition of the Sri Krishna Ras Leela at Srimanta Sankar Dev Kalakshetra, a one-day event featuring students and youth performing Sri Krishna Ras Leela drama and Gopi dance presentation.
রাষ্ট্রের যিসমূহ দৰ্শক ইতিমধ্যে সোমাই আছে তেখেতসকলক আমি ৰাষ্ট্ৰৰ পৰা কিছু সময়ৰ কাৰণে বাহিৰত যাবলৈ অনুৰোধ জনাইছো।
इस बार रास पूजा में ये हुआ क्या मतलब ज़्यादा खुश नहीं है क्योंकि जो हमारा जो सिंगर मर गया है ना उसके लिए हमारा सब मन दुख है। और मतलब पिछले साल ना हमने यहाँ पे इस स्टेज में फंक्शन में जुबिन गार्ग जो हमारा मतलब जो हमारा दिल है ना वो आ गया था तो हम देखा है उनको इस बार, इसलिए इसके लिए मन सबका दुख भरा हुआ है, यही बात है।
और जो आज राख पूर्णिमा है सब असम में किया है, बहुत अच्छा लगा। हम लोग अभी परफॉर्मेंस किया है करके आया है, बहुत अच्छा लगा। जो कि हम लोग का हार्ट ऑफ जुबिन गार्ग इस दुनिया में नहीं है तो उसको शट करके ही हम श्रद्धांजलि देके हम लोग का राख उत्सव हम लोग डांस परफॉर्मेंस कर चुके हैं और बहुत अच्छा लगा।
रास जो यहाँ पर भी हो रहा है और समग्र असम में भी हो रहा है और इसका अनुभव जो है वो एक्चुअली व्यक्त नहीं कर सकते हैं हम लोग। इसका अनुभव एक सुखी अनुभव है और ये मन को एक शांति प्रदान करता है, क्योंकि हम लोग जानते हैं 5000 साल बाद कृष्ण के साथ जो गोपियाँ डांस किया था वो दिन एक दिन ही आया था 5 साल बाद, और वो हमको भी ये रास जो उस टाइम हुआ था उसका पार्ट हमें भी अभी मिल रहा है, तो उसके लिए हम लोग बहुत खुश नसीब है इसके लिए।
हमारा ये जापोरिगो रास महोत्सव का ये 48वां अवसर है, 48 ईयर्स है। 2 साल बाद इसका सिल्वर जुबली होगा। इस बार थोड़ा व्यतिक्रम है, हमारे हार्ट थ्रॉब जुबिन गार्ग अब दुनिया में नहीं है, उसके शौक मनाने के लिए हम लोग इस बार थोड़ा सा कुछ प्रोग्राम बातिल करके जैसे महोत्सव का पालन करना है बस ऐसे करता हूँ। श्री कृष्ण भगवान का लीला अपरंपार है, उसका लीला कोई वर्णना नहीं कर सकता है। शरद काल के कार्तिक पूर्णिमा में रास होता है। हमारे यहाँ लोअर असम में हमका मृण्मय मूर्ति का मिट्टी का मूर्ति का रास होता है, और कहीं कहीं जगह में मानव का रास होता है।
आज सारा आसाम का जो परिवेश, इसमें सिर्फ कृष्ण भक्ति है। कृष्ण भक्ति, ऐसा कृष्ण भक्ति है। आज मजली पे सिर्फ एक डिस्ट्रिक्ट, न्यूली एस्टेब्लिश एक डिस्ट्रिक्ट, इस डिस्ट्रिक्ट में एटलीस्ट 70 प्लेस में 70 जगह पर ये रास हो रहा है। इसमें जो रास है ये अभिनय और जो डायलॉग इसका साथ है। ये लोअर असम में अभिनय सहित डायलॉग सहित रास नहीं मानता है। उन लोगों ने रास समय में मृण्मय मूर्ति का जो अच्छा से सजाकर जो काम किया है, इसमें ये मृण्मय रास है।
That's all for now. For more news, keep watching Hornbill TV.